Hello there. Good morning, friends and foes. Good morning, multiverse. Welcome to Back of the Cereal Box presents the Back Issue Breakfast Club. I am your host, the prophet of pop culture, John Pyka. And this morning we are going to review The Me You Love in the Dark by Scottie Young and Jorge Corona. And we are going to do that right after this.
It's like Coca-Cola, Levi Strauss, Johnny Carson and Mickey Mouse. The first star was James Dean, Elvis Presley, and he's still the king. Some things are only imitatable. You can't beat an original. Oh, you can't beat an original.
Welcome back to the virtual rec room. This is Back to the Cereal Box, Back Issue Breakfast Club. I am your host, the prophet of pop culture, John Pyka. You can call me Johnny. And Avengers comic books, Star Wars movies, Saturday morning cartoons made me who I am today. And that's what this show is about. We are a pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturdays of our youth while surviving adulthood today. And for me, Saturdays meant cartoons, kaiju, kung fu movies, pro wrestling, comic books, board games. And we're called Back of the Cereal Box because when I was a kid, we didn't have smartphones or tablets at the breakfast table on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, or any morning for that matter. In between cartoons, kaiju, and kung fu movies, we were reading the Back of the Cereal Box. That was our newspaper. That was our world. And this morning, I am enjoying some Halloween Fruity Pebbles. And of course, you know, for me, Saturday was all about the Saturday morning cartoons. Cartoons would finish. We would watch pro wrestling, NWA World Champion Wrestling out of Atlanta, maybe catch a Godzilla movie, some Three Stooges from Superhost, and then I would jump on my bike. We'd ride down to the convenience store, buy a big stack of comics, Coca-Cola, Brock's Red Twist candy, head up to the hill, sit on the hill under the trees, read comics, drink Coke, get a sugar high from Brock's Red Twist. It was the best of times. And so this morning, we are going to reach into the box, and we're going to try that again, live TV, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to reach into the box, and we're going to pull out this week's back issue that we are going to review, The Me You Love in the Dark. This is by Scottie Young and Jorge Corona. Now, many of you know Scottie Young from, you know, his very all ages friendly, whimsical, almost cartoonish X-Men work. And I think he did some Hellboy stuff. This is not that. I'm going to warn you right up front. This has a warning on the back, rated M for mature. Now, I don't remember when I was reading this anything that really stuck out at me as quote unquote mature. Maybe some language there. Oh, there is some blood. There is a murder that happens. But this is a fantastic book. I've been waiting to review this for a couple of months, actually. I've had the trade paperback for about 2 months. I read the series when it was coming out monthly. And when I love something this much, even after I've read the monthly floppies, the monthly single issues, I will go back and I will buy the trade paperback collection and read it again. And that was the case with The Me You Love in the Dark. And as good as it was month to month, as a collection in one reading, it's so much better. It is so good. So here's the gist. Scottie Young is the writer, and Jorge Corona is the artist. And the art on this is just gorgeous, painterly art. You hear me say that a lot, but in this case, that's exactly the style that they're trying to capture, because the main character, Ro, is a painter. And so Corona's style has this very loose, flowing feeling to it. It's just it really reflects the tone and the feeling of this painter. Now, this is not a superhero book. This is not an action adventure book. This is a psychological paranormal thriller. So here's the story. Ro, the artist on the cover, which side? This side. This side. The artist on the cover is stuck. She's having creative block. She's got a big art show coming up. Her agent is, hounding her to produce art for the show, and she decides she's going to go find a place where she can escape the rest of the world and just be inspired and focus. And she rents a haunted house. And she knows that it's supposedly haunted when she agrees to rent it. And, here's the house. And she knows immediately when she sees it that it's perfect for her. Well, it turns out it is haunted. And it is haunted by a ghost that is really awakened when Ro is playing music, drinking wine, and trying to be inspired to paint. And the ghost falls in love with Ro and becomes obsessed with her and becomes controlling and possessive and very jealous. And when Ro's agent comes to visit her to see what's taking her so long to finish this work, well, let's just say it does not go so well for him. And this is all about is really a psychological love story. And it starts mutually. Ro is actually very affectionate of this spirit at first. And there is some suggestion that there is even a physical relationship. But as she is more and more inspired by the ghost and produces more work, and it becomes clear that she's coming to the end of her creative journey and it's going to be time to leave and go do the art show, the ghost becomes more and more possessive, and it becomes an emotionally abusive relationship. And I'm not going to tell you how she eventually escapes, how it's resolved. You are going to have to read it for yourself. But if you're a fan of Stephen King or Neil Gaiman, you're going to like this. I absolutely love this. And I'm going to tell you that it was one of the two best series of, 2021 and 2022. It started in 2021 and carried through this year. And it was one of the two best series. This and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin were the two best series, hands down, of the last year. The Me You Love in the Dark, retail price $16.99. You can get it at your local comic book shop or from our sponsor, Things from Another World, in the show notes. Pick it up if you love psychological, paranormal, romance, horror, and suspense. This is for you. That's it for this week's review. The Me You Love in the Dark, Scottie Young, Jorge Corona. And we need to thank our partners, the Murdering Crows. They did the awesome theme song you heard at the top of the show. Can't beat an original. Their album, Four Bad Crows, is available at Amazon, Google, and Apple Music. Go check them out. And of course, we want to thank our super fans, our supporters at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. Charisse Collins, Cindy Kep, Brian Huff, Dave Manginelli, Dave Mattingly, Crystal Raven-Jones, and Eli Cash. And you too can have your name in lights at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. And while we're making recommendations for things to read, check out my books, the Tales of the Decoverse series. Night Reich, One Night at the Roxy, and the League of Impossibilists comic. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or wherever fine books are sold. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my friends and foes, if you like this show, do consider becoming a partner with us at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. You can become a cereal boxer. Buy us a bowl or two of cereal. Buy us the whole box. And if you hate the show, contribute even more generously to help us improve just for you. And make sure that you comment, like this video, whatever platform you're watching on it. Click subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell so you never miss another episode. And of course, share it with 200-300 of your closest friends and family. Tell them to come share the fun. And until the next time, love you, mean it, and we'll catch you on the back of the cereal box.